Calma, vamos ver o campeão novo, guys.
And bunny mage that has stealth, plenty of wall hopping skills,
Ó,
free hit passive, and a pretty crazy ultimate. In today's video I'll show you her abilities, gameplay, I'll show you the tooltips of her spells, and a lot of testing that I was
legal,
able to
vamos
do
ver.
when Riot invited me to LA to check her out. Passive is called
Ó, a passiva dela. Wayward spirits are drawn to Aurora. Se a Aurora der dano 3 vezes com spell ou ataques, ela vai performar um exorcismo, dando dano baseado na vida máxima do inimigo como dano mágico e liberando um espírito que vai aumentar a cura dela a cada segundo. Entrando no modo espírito, ganha 8% de velocidade de movimento por 3 segundos. Para cada espírito adicional, ela ganha velocidade bônus 5%.
Spirit Abjuration. Wayward
Legal.
spirits are drawn to Aurora. If she damages an enemy 3 times with her spells or attacks, she will perform an exorcism, dealing percentage of enemy max health as magic damage and also freeing a spirit that will empower her healing every second, and she will also enter spirit mode, gaining percentage movement speed for 3 seconds. Every additional spirit that follows Aurora
Ela é mid
will
lane, né?
further increase her bonus movement speed by 5%. Passive damage is 6% max HP and it also scales with AP. Each 100 AP equals 1% enemy max HP damage, and the movement speed
Parece
part of her
roubado, hein?
passive also scales with AP. 3% bonus movement speed
Parece
per each
roubado,
100
guys.
AP she has. As far as I know,
Mais
this
um
passive
boneco
can
pra
only
fazer
be stacked on
Leandre.
champions and epic monsters. As
É,
you
espada
probably
pra jogar
noticed,
AD também,
Aurora's
né?
passive is
Dependendo
pretty
das
stacked.
skills, vamos ver.
It's a very important part of her kit. Aurora's Q is
Pô,
called
que da hora a
Threefold
varinha
Hex.
dela, hein? A varinha dela é da hora.
She fires a blast of cursed energy in a direction, dealing magic damage to enemies hit and marking them with spirit energy. This ability overall is similar to Ari's Q, but has a recast that is similar to Zaya E. Aurora can recast this ability to end the curse, draw back the spirit energy to herself,
Caralho!
and deal up to double the damage of first outgoing Q. But this is based on the missing health of enemies. So ideally, you want to use
Nossa,
it as
igual o
an
E da
execute.
Zaya, mano.
First
Que
part of her Q is
roubado.
scaling with 30% AP, and second part of it is scaling with up to 80% AP.
Nossa, mas dá muito dano essa
Remember
skill,
that her Q
tá
applies
errado.
passive, so with Q itself, you can already have 2 stacks of
Zé.
passive applied to the enemy.
Champion forte
This
da
ability is
desgraça.
definitely Aurora's bread and butter and her primary source of damage. The cooldown of this ability is from 8 to 6 seconds.
Nossa, muito broken,
Aurora's
guys.
W is called Across the Veil. She bunny hops in the direction. Upon landing, she becomes invisible for 1.4 seconds at rank 1, up to 2 seconds at rank
legal.
5 of this ability. She can move freely in that stealth, similarly to Shaco in his Q. This ability also makes her enter spirit mode, so she gets an extra movement speed. Takedowns on enemies within 3 seconds of damaging them also makes this ability refresh.
Que
With
legal.
this, you can be a pretty big nuisance in a team
Que
fight.
isso, esse
Stealth in,
boneco?
get a kill or assist, stealth in again, get another kill, stealth in again. Just like I'm
Vai-te
trying here
embora.
with dummies.
Que isso.
Don't worry, your screen is not gonna be that dark, it was just me messing in practice tool. It's gonna be just like in another clips that you saw. Remember that this ability
isso,
allows you
dogão.
to jump over walls. You can easily jump a baron wall, or for example this wall near the river opposite to the dragon. Definitely worth learning those jumps. This ability has a cooldown of 18 seconds, down to 14 seconds when it is maxed. Aurora's E is called The Weirding. She unlocks a window to the spirit realm, which sends out a blast of spirit magic, dealing magic damage in an area and slowing enemies by 80%, decaying over 1 second. The force
Cara.
of this ability also knocks Aurora back, similarly to Graves' ult. This ability also applies passive. With this ability you can jump over some of the shortest walls on Summoner's Rift.
Legal, legal.
The cooldown is 15 seconds at rank 1 and it goes down to 11
É o que
seconds
você
at
upa de
rank
segundo,
5.
né?
And then finally,
Isso
we
aqui
have
tem dano em porcentagem de vida, é? Max Health Damage. Tá vendo? Ou o Power bufa passiva, né?
down to 11 seconds at rank
Pô,
5.
que boneco roubadinho,
And
cara.
then finally, we have Aurora's ult. It's called Between Worlds.
Se tiver CC,
She
fudeu.
unlocks a rift to the spirit realm, sending a pulse of energy that does magic damage and slows enemies hit by 30% for 2 seconds. This area merges with the spirit realm for 3 seconds, giving Aurora an empowered spirit mode, doubling her bonuses while she's inside of it and allowing her to travel from one end to the other.
Não, isso aqui é brincadeira, isso aqui é brincadeira, pô. Isso aqui é
You can travel
brincadeira.
from one end to the other
Que
multiple
isso?
times in one cast. When Aurora travels from one side to the other, she cannot be targeted, and also she cannot use any spells. Oh, and she is also unstoppable
Vai-te
during the
embora.
casting part of Ultimate. Any enemies that attempt to cross this
Ó,
threshold are going
ela fica... Que legal, ela fica unstoppable igual o Ilaoi e os caras não
to
podem
be
sair?
pushed back toward the center of the area and slowed by 75% for 1.5 seconds after being pushed. What is very important
Mano,
is
quem
that
criou
as
isso
an
aberração?
enemy,
Os caras não conseguem sair da ult! É uma super ult da Camille! E o cara ainda pode blinkar, ele pode, tipo assim, se os caras vierem nela, ela blinka insta pra esquerda, tipo max range. Que isso?
cannot walk out of this ability. You can flash out of
Mano!
it, or you can get out of it by using a blink.
Que aberração,
like
que
SVLC.
aberração, que aberração.
Normal dashes will not allow
Isso aqui
you
não
to
vai
get
entrar,
out
isso
of
aqui é
this
impossível
ability.
Mano, é impossível esse champion entrar assim no LoL, mano. Se esse champion entrar assim no League of Legends, alguém tem que ser demitido.
Aurora cannot leave it herself, even if she uses her W. That being said, she can recast this ability to cancel it. Similarly
Mano, é
to
impossível
Java
você tomar gank, tá ligado? Com isso aqui, tipo assim... Você ulta pra trás e blinka lá na casa do caralho, mano.
on ult. What's
Que
very
isso?
important about this ability
Olha isso.
is its cast time. Why is it so important?
Pelo menos se
If
sair,
you cast
acaba.
this but then immediately walk outside of it, you are likely going to get out before the area is spawned, and this will result in an automatic cancel, so be careful when you use this ability when you are close to the edge of it. The duration
Se
of
você
ult
sair, a
is
ult
3,
acaba.
3.5, and 4 seconds for
Mano,
levels 6,
que
11,
aberração
and
essa ult,
16
guys.
respectively.
Que
The
isso.
cooldown of this ability is 140 seconds at rank 1, 120 seconds at rank 2, and 100 seconds at rank 3. Of course I wouldn't be myself if I didn't try to bug this ability. I tried to use it in the base or an alcove, hoping I can maybe glitch out outside of the map, but didn't get much luck there. Now let's talk a bit more about her gameplay, items, etc. Aurora abilities use plenty of mana, 60,
guys.
80, 80 and 100 respectively. So rushing a mana item definitely seems like a solid idea. For items, you most likely want to go for a typical burst mage build, like Ludens, Rabadons and Zonias. For runes, we were suggested to try Electrocute for extra damage or Phase Rush to further increase Aurora's already high mobility. In terms of mobility, she can be somewhat compared to Lilia, but she also has stealth and more dashes. Speaking of dashes,
Mano, essa move speed dela é muito quebrada, parece, né? Ela corre muito,
is gonna be very important. Proper positioning is gonna be absolutely crucial when playing Aurora. She can output a lot of damage. Her basic combo is often going to be Q, E, Q. It's important to use your first Q before E, because after you use your
com certeza
E,
o Gragas
you are
consegue
not
tirar da
back.
ult. Lee
So
Sin
if you
também,
did
bica ela pra
EQQ
longe,
instead,
tá ligado?
it would be harder to reach your enemies
Tristana,
with Q.
com certeza, guys.
Your second part of Q pulls are not range limited. In theory, you can even do Q into teleport into Q. The more units you hit with your first part of Q, the more damage you can deal on its way back. It's important to try to hit as many units as possible to maximize your damage. Aurora can also get very high movement speed, so she might be pretty annoying to play against in that regard. Catching her might be hard, but
Olha
at
isso,
least
sem
she's
bota
a
ela
pretty
pegou
squishy
540 de
champion.
move speed, mano.
Hard CC is
Sem bota,
definitely
guys.
going to be one of her worst enemies. If you have any questions regarding Aurora, feel
Por isso
free
que
to
Nautilus é o
ask.
melhor
It is
suporte
possible
do jogo,
I
mano.
might
Tipo,
already be able to answer them.
não importa o que esse boneco faz, vai tomar ult do Nautilus na cabeça e vai morrer, tá ligado?
Let me know what do you think about her. Thanks for watching and have a
Nossa, guys, muito roubada, mano. Que isso, cara. Fiquei impressionado, velho. Tomara que ela seja jungle, mano. Tomara.